This month in Creative Presentation, I learned many things on the form of presenting. One of the things I learned is that to relate with your audience is you should often start your presentation with a story and try and relate to them so that they don't get bored. Another thing I learned was that when you're presenting, you don't want to use too many slides because if you use too many slides, it'll just confuse everyone and then they won't pay attention. They'll pay attention to the slides, not you, or they'll pay attention to you and not the slides. It's just counterintuitive. Another thing in creative presentation that I learned is that when you're presenting, you want to know your material in and out like the back of your hand. You want to make sure that you don't stumble up when you're presenting at any time because when you stumble up, it makes it look like you don't know your material. Also, another good thing to do if you do happen to forget your material is to take a drink of water. Makes it look natural and it doesn't look as bad as just going all the time. Taking this course helped me understand the content better because of the way that they make you use TED Talks to analyze how other people can present properly and how great presentations are truly put together and how people can really connect with the audience the way they can present to people. Some skills that I learned in creative presentation are skills like presenting efficiently to audience and by using stories and visual effects and stuff like that, stuff that will point out to the people that will really make it stick in their heads. Some of the things in creative presentation I thought were really intriguing, like when they put us together in groups for movie ideas, and we had to think of how we would make these certain genres work together and how we can, because you had to communicate with your partners to make them realize your vision of this specific genre you're trying to talk about. Another one I remember in the beginning, we had topics on trying to sell people that weren't into the topics we were given. Like I think mine was horror and diehard horror fans, trying to get them into like historical content. And I thought that was really interesting because, a lot of people don't think they relate, but they really do. They do in a lot of ways, and you just got to really express yourself and explain to people how you can make those things true. Like most horror movies start with saying, based on a true story. That's a good example. Ways like that. Ways that this class helped me with personal growth throughout the whole month is it really made me a little more comfortable to step out of my shell and talk to people about stuff that I usually wouldn't try and push on people. Like the whole brand yourself presentation. I thought that was a great way to try new things for me. I got more used to. I'm not used to the editing programs I've been given, like Premiere Cut Pro. And for that, I did the whole thing on Premiere Cut Pro, and I honestly thought it was all right for my zero experience on it. So that will definitely help me out farther down the line. I took that as more of a tutorial on how to use my programs that I have, but also getting my point across on my branding myself. I branded myself to Platinum Dunes, and yeah, I thought it was a great activity to get started for the month. Some significance I've seen in taking creative presentation was that throughout my whole trade, I'm going for the film degree, so I'm going to have to learn to communicate with people if I want to get my point across. Say I have a movie that I want to get made and I have to go to a board of producers and get them to try and fund me. I gotta think of why they would want to fund me. I just think learning how to present to people in this industry is a crucial, important thing to learn. So I truly enjoyed everything about it. And, you learn stuff about people throughout this class. Like some people really don't like presenting. I never really had a problem with it. But now that, I've done it a little bit more, I'm more comfortable with it than I was before. And I realized, I always thought I was presenting pretty good. And then when I was younger, I thought, in high school, I thought the more slides you have, the better your video will be, better your presentation, whatever. That's not true, though, because most people don't like reading slides. I know for a fact I get bored from slides. I like when a presenter's real open, energetic, and can really, pull an audience in. Taking this course definitely made me have an increased desire of learning how to creatively present to people in better ways. Like before, speaking of now, I never really felt comfortable talking in front of camera, and I'm still a little awkward at it, but I'm feeling more comfortable, and I want this to turn into more because I want to eventually do horror review channel on YouTube and get into stuff like that and talk about all the movies I love and stuff. And I think this really gave me more of an interest in making online, videos where it's just me talking to people about what I like to do, try and get my story out there, and try and make people relate to like what I like. Like I love when people love old '80s horror movies like me. It's what I love. So I think it's great when I can express that to people. It's sometimes hard to express because most people don't like old movies anymore. It's sad, but it's true. Participation in this class really helped. Yeah, it was effective to me for my future learning in Full Sail because you know, I I have to learn how to take feedback from peers when I present. That was part of the course. You had to get feedback and give feedback to everyone, and sometimes that could be tough because some people don't give the best feedback. Not that it's not good; it's just not in the most polite ways, and it can be offensive. But sometimes you have to take that because they're not just saying it to be mean. They're saying it to get their point across. Like they saw a problem. They want to know if you could fix it. And I think that's great when you can take feedback and reuse it and mold it into something better. And that's all it's really about is taking constructive feedback and being able to you know work with it. That's how life is. People are going to say stuff to you don't like to hear all the time, but it doesn't mean it's wrong. It means you got to take it, you got to work with it, and you got to improve on it. And you know, I've really enjoyed this course. I thought the teacher, Mr. Loomis, was awesome. Like that he likes horror movies. I like that he started the whole class with horror movies. The first day he asked what everyone's favorite horror movie was. I mean, if he only knew, I can give him a list, pages long. But yeah, I enjoyed the class, and I definitely think it is a perfect class to start Full Sail with. Thank you. Have a good day.